The author tells us, in Tianwu continent, the person who has power has respect, and a waste without qi is destined to be bullied. The scene switches to Xilan Kingdom, Yulan City, where the Feng House, one of the 4 prominent families, resides. We hear someone's voice instructing the disciples in the Feng House's martial training ground. It's hard to know how many times I have said it, force your waist. The disciples shout in response, yes. We see one of the disciples asking Feng Lei, I am unwilling. You said that waste Feng Hao is just staying in the house, and we have to suffer here. Another disciple adds, that's it. Feng Li replies, just because he is the young master of the Feng family, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, he used so many miraculous pills, and he only obtained the 3rd level of martial arts. He's no match for me, he just wastes miraculous pills. That waste, he's not worth mentioning. Other disciples start gossiping about Feng Hao, but to keep them silent, the instructor shouts at them, stink boys. When did I say you can stop? Keep practicing. Then we see Feng Hao, who was meditating in the bathtub, telling us it's the waste they are talking about. The author tells us that his talents are mediocre, however, he's got the best elixirs and resources of the Feng family, isolated by people. But what they don't know is that those elixirs have no effect on him at all. Then we see an elder saying, this water is made up of dozens of precious medicinal materials. It can improve the toughness and achieve the effect of the body upgrade. Now the medicinal materials have also turned into dreads as it should be. The elder addresses Feng Hao, young master, is it still not absorbed this time? Feng Hao replies, still the same. It disappears completely after entering the body. I'm just a waste. There's the whole family's resources on me. In the future, stop giving me the medicine. The elder reassures him, young master Feng, don't say that. You are the only son of the master. Feng Hao responds, you can rest assured. I admit that I am a waste. That does not mean that I have to give up. I swear by my name, Feng Hao, that no matter how difficult it is, I will never fail your expectations. In the next scene, we see Feng Hao practicing martial arts in the forest, pondering the words of the disciples, what waste? How can others look down upon it? I believe I can conquer nature. If they practice 50 sets a day, I will practice 100 sets a day. One day, I will be able to rely on this effort. I will become stronger. Then he feels someone nearby and asks, who is there? Thinking it might be his illusion, he looks around to find a furious demon behind him. Feeling afraid, he realizes there's someone laughing. It's his cousin, Wan Xin, a beautiful girl. She says, haha, brother Hao, your reaction is too slow. I'm just behind you. Feng Hao, relieved, asks, Wan Xin, is this you? I didn't expect that in just 2 years, your strength is already above mine. Haha, but I've been standing still all these years. She reassures him, brother Hao, don't be sad. I believe you can do it. He replies, I'm fine, Wan Xin. It's precisely because I understand reality that I am working harder. By the way, should you be practicing at this time? How did you come out to find me? She replies, of course, I have good news to tell you. He asks, good news? She reveals, today, Master De Ying of Fengyu Martial Arts School has accepted me as a disciple. Feng Hao responds, that's really good news. Based on your talents, you should go there to study. She adds, the most important thing is, she also promised me she will give you a chance to interview. Maybe we can go to Fengyu Martial Arts School together. Feng Hao, shocked, says, Fengyu Martial Arts School, you are the only one from the 4 families who can enter Fengyu School. Can I go with you? Then, they hear an unknown voice saying, Tianwu continent has always spoken with strength, and Fengyu isn't for just anyone to enter. Wan Xin recognizes the voice, and a beautiful lady appears in front of them, the master of Wan Xin. She continues, the only way to get in is to enter one of the best schools in Tianwu. Even if you start from a low point, with our training, you will become a strong person. It's just that if I know the interview is for the well-known waste of the Feng family, it is not necessary. It is more appropriate for you to stay in the country. Wan Xin stands up for her brother, saying, Master, brother Hao is like this just temporarily. He is very talented, please give him another chance. Feng Hao puts his hand on Wan Xin's shoulder to stop her and says, Wan Xin, stop talking. I'll go to the martial arts school with my own strength, like some people with low talent. She is not worthy of interviewing me yet, and not even worthy of being my teacher. Master De Ying, angered by Feng Hao's words, releases her killing intent, making it difficult for Feng Hao to stand. He thinks, what a killing intent. Is she trying to kill me? She strikes him with a palm to save himself, and he takes the attack. Feeling the strength of the blow, he thinks, so strong. I can't even withstand one blow. I don't want to die. I want to be strong. Meanwhile, Master De Ying realizes that her qi is being drained by Feng Hao. She warns him, stop it, you little shit. If you absorb too much, you will die. Feng Hao shouts, don't you dare underestimate me. Master De Ying realizes her life might be in danger and tries to break free. Eventually, she manages to escape, leaving Feng Hao unconscious. Wan Xin rushes to his side, worriedly calling his name. Master De Ying, reflecting on the situation, thinks, if he hadn't lost his mind, maybe I would have too. I don't know how to explain it. What's in this kid's body really different? Wan Xin pleads with Master De Ying, asking if she killed Feng Hao. Master De Ying reassures her that he won't die and warns Wan Xin that if she wants to be her disciple, she must not have any dealings with Feng Hao in the future. Meanwhile, Feng Hao finds himself in his sea of consciousness, feeling extreme pain. He wonders why his body feels so heavy and questions his surroundings. Suddenly, something emerges from his body, and he asks what it is, feeling like his body is about to explode. He radiates golden energy as the entity inside him speaks up, offering him a chance to change his life against all odds. Overwhelmed by the possibility, Feng Hao wonders if he truly has a chance to prove that he's not a waste after all these years of ridicule. Feng Hao thinks, has this thing been in my body all my life? Changing one's life against heaven. Over the years, I hadn't made any progress. I'm afraid it was sucking my chi up. He shouts, all because of you, I am the waste, and people insulted me all my life. Get out of my body. I don't want to see you again. He wakes up and thinks, what? This is my room, was it just a dream? We see his mother carrying food for him, saying, Hao, are you awake? Don't practice too hard in the future. You fainted because of it. He thinks, fainted, last night, I seem to have been knocked by De Ying. He asks his mother, Mother, I'm fine. Who sent me back last night? She replies, it's Master De Ying of Fengyu Martial Arts School. Next time, you have to thank her. He thinks, she brought me back. I bet that this is Wan Xin's request. I won't thank this kind of people. He tells his mother, Mother, I don't like that kind of person, so I don't want to see her, let alone thank her. She says, Hao, don't be impulsive. Then we hear a voice of someone coming to his room, saying, Wan Xin has been accepted as a disciple by De Ying of Fengyu Martial Arts School. This is the big event in Yulan City. As the master of Feng family and you are the future master of Feng House, you can't lose etiquettes. Flashes of previous events come into his thoughts, in which she bullied him, and he thinks, but I just don't like that woman. His father grabs his shoulder and says, Hao, although I don't know what happened to you, one thing you must remember is that the men of our Feng family will never bow their heads to others. Feng Hao says, I will definitely keep that in mind. Then the scene switches to the banquet, where we see some officials discussing something. One of the officials says, I didn't expect that the first one to enter the Fengyu Martial Arts School was a girl of the Wan family. Congratulations. Another official says, I'm a bit scruffy, but I need the guidance of Master De Ying. It would be nice to have a promising future. Then we see Wan Xin's father, who says, well, your son is now the most talented person in his generation. He can be admitted to the college sooner or later. De Ying responds, it's natural. Every one of the big family picks is a matter of time before they go to school, except that. Then there is an announcement. Feng family is here. We see Feng Hao's father apologizing to Wan Xin's father, saying, sorry for being late, brother. Congratulations. Wan Xin shouts, Brother Hao, you are here. Are you okay? Her father shouts at her, Exener, you are the student of Feng Yu School. What's the proper relationship between you and that waste? Come back to me quickly. Pay attention to your identity. She says, Father, Brother Hao saved my life before. I won't allow you to say this about Brother Hao. Her father says to Feng Hao's father, Brother Feng, please take care of your son and stop harassing my daughter. If you can't, I won't mind teaching him. He shouts, what? You guys have a different reputation. You're delusional. At the same time, Feng Hao and De Ying are also fighting against each other. De Ying thinks, it's not pleasant to see Feng Hao here. De Ying provokes Feng Hao, and they lock eyes. A wind blade hits Feng Hao's knee, but Feng Hao, supposed to be down, is strong enough to support his body. Feng Hao fights back, showing eyes as if death doesn't matter. Feng Chen, Feng Hao's father, notices what happened to Feng Hao and says, Master De Ying, my son Feng Hao has never caused problems for you. Why did you attack him without any reason? Before he finished speaking, Master De Ying's wind blade was twice larger as before, but Feng Chen is too weak. There is a comparison between different clans in the dark, and naturally, Master De Ying can't be stopped. They just watch the drama on the side. She taunts Feng Hao's father, saying, oh, I thought you had more skills. You are also a waste, like father, like son. Feng Chen thinks, although I am not her opponent, I will not lose face for the Feng family, even if I die. He says to De Ying, in this case, I am willing to ask Master De Ying for a one-on-one duel. She rushes at him, saying, if you want to die, I will help you. Wan Xin shouts, Master, be merciful. Don't hurt them. In a hurry, Wan Xin prepares her body to block her master's attack. Feng Hao, again losing his mind, rushes at De Ying, saying, you crazy bitch. Did you forget the loss so quickly? De Ying gets afraid at his shout and thinks, the monster in this body, can he control it? At this moment, Feng Hao thinks about what happened yesterday and doesn't want to lose his temper in public. De Ying says, this time, I will let them go. But Exener, I think you and I both have ice physique bodies, and that's why I accepted you as a disciple. If you are still acting like this, don't blame me for being merciless. Her father worriedly says, Master De Ying, Exener is still young and ignorant. Please forgive her. Then we see people discussing, it turns out that Wan Xin is ice physique body. No wonder. Those with special physiques are all the strongest in the future. I am afraid the future of this girl is limitless. Another person says, isn't that Feng family kid more useless? Sigh, it is human nature that a toad wants to eat swan meat, which is understandable. Feng Hao shouts to De Ying, crazy bitch, listen to me. I know I am not your opponent at all, but today's disgrace, 3 years later, I will definitely repay it twice. She says, it took me 6 years to rise to the level of a great martial master, but you, who have climbed too long in the stage of martial arts, want to challenge me after 3 years. She laughs and continues, it's crazy. If you can take me by then, even if you win. He replies, crazy bitch, I didn't need to take advantage of you. If you hadn't attacked me, I'd kill you on the spot. In the next scene, we see Feng Hao lying on the grass, deep in thought about the events that transpired after returning from the banquet. We hear the voices of elders, Feng Chen and Feng Hao. Look at the things you have done. Now the whole city is spreading that we have nothing but rubbish. You two really make me lose face. How can the Feng family have a foothold in the city? One elder tries to calm the situation, saying, Elder, calm down. Feng Chen and Feng Hao, every move represents the reputation of the Feng family. This matter can't continue. He orders, gather all the people of the Feng family. After 3 days, we will elect a new leader of the Feng family. The Feng family can't just stay like this. Do you guys understand? Feng Chen responds, yes, elder. Feng Hao overhears the gossip of some people near the meeting hall. One of them says, it's time to change the leader. This father and son are not worthy of it. Another adds, that's it. Finally, they will change the leader of the Feng family. Feng Hao sadly says to his father, Father, I am sorry. In rage, his father exclaims, I am useless. A gloomy look crosses Feng Hao's face as he says, I am a disgrace to you. He puts a lot of power into his fist, causing it to bleed, and declares in determination, 3 years later, Hao will wash away the disgrace of today for you. His father gently strokes his head and reassures him, don't blame yourself, son. I believe in you because you are my son. You have always been my pride. The scene switches to the present as Feng Hao lies on the ground, pointing his hand upward, and reflects, this world is about strength. If you have strength, you will get everything. Without strength, you will get nothing, not even dignity. He asks himself, how can I change my life? Suddenly, he hears a voice that says, it's easy. Just be strong. Shocked, Feng Hao looks around and demands, who's talking? Get out of here. The voice responds, no need to look. I am inside you. Shocked, Feng Hao asks, what? This monster is still inside me. It replies, if I guess correctly, you did a good job yesterday. Feng Hao questions, stronger? The voice clarifies, it's likely. You'd better come out of my body. You have taken all my medicine in recent years. It explains, it's me who took your medicine, but it was you who had the virtual martial arts physique body. However, you didn't make much progress before. That's why I said that I would make you stronger, because people with the virtual martial arts physique must practice and practice, otherwise, you will not be promoted to a martial arts level in your life. Feng Hao asked about the virtual martial arts, and it continued, yes. The biggest feature of the virtual martial arts physique is that the qi in the body can't be gathered, so no matter how hard you try, you will be slow to progress. The Yanju technique is a special technique for people with the virtual martial arts body. Of course, the more powerful the technique is, the more dangerous it will be. The more you practice, the more deadly it will become. Feng Hao replied, you don't have to say. I'll practice. I'm going to be strong. Weakness is no different from death. I don't have much time, and I have a little hope. I will definitely use 100% of my energy to face it. I am the pride of my father, and I will live up to his expectations. It replied, good, I wasn't mistaken about you. I have decided to teach you. Don't be scared by my image. Feng Hao asked, image? The entity emerged from his body, and he felt like his body would be torn apart by the energy or explode. He said in pain, it's horrible. I regret it. Some entity came out of his body, and she said, all right, kid. I'm out. You can open your eyes. He said, what the hell is that? We see a cute little loli introducing herself to Feng Hao, saying, my name is Lao Lao, but you can't call me by my name directly. You have to call me master. Now kneel down and worship me. He was shocked by this turn of events and shouted, a loli. In the next scene, we see a little loli who was confused by Feng Hao's words. Feng Hao continued, well, I have been under too much pressure recently. I'd better go back to have a rest. Excuse me. As he turned to leave, he noticed a book of techniques that had fallen on the grass. He thought in amazement, Azan. Azan is high grade. The highest skill in Yulan City is yellow grade. How can there be a Zan grade skill here? The loli asked, oh, did you see my low-level technique that I used to cushion the feet of my table? Where did it go? Feng Hao jumped on it, shouting, my precious. She picked it up before Feng Hao and said, oh, it's here. Why haven't you left yet? Why are you eating earth on the ground? He asked her, how can you have such a precious secret book? She said, ah, is it precious? I usually use it for making tea. Feng Hao shouted at her, please don't joke with me. The author explains to us that there are 3 types of secret scriptures on the land of the Tianwu continent: forging body, Wu Yuan, and martial. The forging body technique is used to refine the practitioner's body. The Wu Yuan secret method is used by martial artists to control the whirlpool of Wu Yuan in the body. The level of the secret method determines the amount of Wu Yuan that a person can master, and once selected, it cannot be changed. The third type is martial arts, which is a key part of personal strength. High-quality martial arts usually allow people to use explosive power. The 3 types of secret scripts are divided into 5 grades from worst to best: no grade, yellow, Zan, earth, heaven. Each grade is further divided into 3 grades: low, medium, and high. Then the scene switches to Feng Hao, who shouted, my family's martial arts are just low-level martial arts of yellow grade. The highest level of martial arts is yellow grade high level. She takes out piles of books in her hands and said, what did you say? These are all necessary for me to make tea. Feng Hao spits out fresh blood in a show of respect. He kneels down and said, Master, please accept this disciple's worship. I will bear all hardships in the future. I feel honored to serve you as my master. Mind me to ask, who are you actually? She screams in joy, yay, I have a disciple. Feng Hao thought, how could this master be like a child? She replied to Feng Hao, now, you don't need to know who I am. I am your master now. Only by learning Yanju can you realize the 3-year agreement. He asked, Master, how can I practice Yanju? She said, well, you should learn the skills in the secret script first. You must improve your physical body first, otherwise, when you open virtual martial arts, you will die. What else are you talking about? He replied respectfully, I follow my master's instructions. Then the scene switches a few days later, where we see Feng Hao practicing the martial arts. He thinks to himself, it's really a Zan grade skill. I just practiced breathing according to the tiger moving chapter and already feels so difficult. Some of the students were talking about Feng Hao, saying to each other, you see, he is still posing as if he's struggling. The other said, maybe because his father is no longer a leader of the house. They started leaving, saying, let's go. Don't waste time on that trash. The other said, a waste will always be a waste. Then there was an explosion, stunning them. They moved back and asked themselves, what's going on? The other asked, did someone have a breakthrough? Feng Hao asked, I didn't expect that I break through to level 3 so quickly. Master really didn't cheat me. Then we see disciples gossiping, it's impossible. How did he have a breakthrough? The other asked, isn't he a waste? What's the matter? Then we see the elder who shouts at them, what are you doing? Keep practicing. The elder thinks, what's going on? This guy hasn't broken through for a long time. It seems I have to communicate with the new leader of Feng family. We see the elder who went to the new leader, he respectfully addressed him as, Master Elder. Feng Hao broke through during morning practice. The new leader inquired, break through at this time. Was there any other phenomenon? The elder responded, Feng Hao's practice skills in the martial arts training ground are different from usual. Feng Chen asked with genuine curiosity, different? The elder continued, his set of practice techniques can exercise physical toughness and strength control at the same time. It should be at least a high-level skill of yellow grade. The other elders were also visibly shocked at this revelation. They collectively exclaimed, a yellow-level technique. Feng Chen was equally amazed. The new leader pondered, yellow-grade high-level secret script in the Feng family. Only one exists, he mused, and it's just a martial secret script. Let me have a look. Feng Chen wondered silently, did Howard get some advice from any expert? We witness Feng Hao training in the training ground. He was practicing the breathing technique and was covered with golden qi energy, sweating profusely from his efforts. Amidst various discussions about Feng Hao, some voices inquired, how did Feng Hao suddenly become fierce? What skill is he using? This is absolutely a yellow grade, maybe even a high level. No way, it must be a coincidence. Observing the situation, the new leader contemplated, it's true that there is a possibility of it being a yellow grade secret script. However, I will help Feng Hao when I change the master of the Feng family. He suggested, come back with me. It's not to be made public. Feng Chen reflected proudly, Howard, I knew you could. I am so proud of you. Then, the scene transitions to the night, we see Feng Hao calling his master. Master, come out quickly. She grumbled, half asleep, what are you doing? Disturb your master's sleep, he eagerly conveyed, Master, the skills you gave me are very powerful. I was exhausted after a short period of practice. I can't wait until I recover. It's a waste of time. She retorted, hey, who made your body so weak? The limit that your body can bear is naturally limited. Curiously, he probed, Master is clever, she must have a way. She teased, flatterer, have you heard of alchemist? He confirmed, yeah, our city heard rumors of some. Then the author tells us, in Tianwu continent, there are two kinds of professions, alchemist and poison master beside martial arts practitioners. An alchemist is the most noble profession in the land of Tianwu. Its function is to treat illness and injuries. No matter how high your cultivation is, you will get injured. If you don't have an alchemist, you will fall to all kinds of injuries. To become an alchemist, you must have pharmacopoeia. According to the pharmacopoeia records, need to swallow the medicine and condense the medicine in the body. This can be counted as an alchemist. Of course, the amount of resources needed to produce pills is massive. Only the large families in the big city can cultivate upper pharmacists. Moreover, a farmer's soya is also a trigger. It generally handed down from generation to generation. The level of alchemist naturally closely related to the pharmacopoeia. But the poison masters are just the opposite. What they practice are poison secret scriptures and create poison pills, and they are the worst people in the mainland that no one can offend. People who offend poison masters often die to the terrible poisons. She asked thoughtfully, are pharmacopoeia and poison master rare? Why is this so different in your era? She said dismissively, I won't use it anyway. I will give you God pharmacopoeia scripture. I will save myself a lot of noise. She tossed a scripture at Feng Hao. Here, we see the scripture emitting a dazzling light and emitting a dazzling aura. Here asked little Lolly, that am I going to be a legendary alchemist? He eagerly unrolled the scroll and exclaimed upon seeing it. He queried his little master, that little master, are you kidding me? This is blank. She scoffed, idiot, do you think anyone can read such a pharmacopoeia? Only those with a virtual martial arts physics can read the God pharmacopoeia secret scripture. He expressed doubt, Well, I have virtual martial art physique, but I can't see anything. She instructed, in the center of the picture, drop some of your blood and then focus on it. He agreed reluctantly, my blood. Well, I will try. He bit his fingers and dropped his blood in the center. He remarked, all right, just now different kinds of words. Which word from the secret scripture? He thought excitedly, this is it. He shouted, I see it's all pill recipes. It's open minions. The pharmacopoeia recipes are in my head. As long as you focus on it, you can see it. It's amazing. The little lolly, in a sleeping tone, said drowsily, don't show off your newly acquired low-level knowledge to me, okay? He felt deflated. Merciless master, little master, the herb and elixir I have are of much lower quality than those in the pharmacopoeia. Can you give me some herbs? I want to make a pill. She scolded him, no, the elixirs are a snack for me. Then the pharmacopoeia has no effect on me now. How could you be such a stupid disciple? We see Feng Hao, who was on the verge of tears at his master's words. Then she pointed upwards and declared, the requirements for Shu Dan pharmacopoeia are not high. Although the effect is only low-level recovery, but for your physical strength, it is more than enough for you. He acknowledged, Shu Dan, I will look for it. Then he closed his eyes and started searching the recipe from the newly acquired scripture. Then he finds the recipe for Shu Dan pill. He exclaimed, Master, but the master was gone. He lamented, Master is gone again. It's always like that, I need to buy the ingredients tomorrow. Then the scene transitions to the next day in the market. We hear some voices of merchants and buyers in which the content was, I will buy your sword. The other said, return to the moon for 10 gold. 1 slice of cornbread for 4 gold. Dragon scale armor, 5 gold for 1 piece. We see Feng Hao standing in front of the shop. He asked from the shop owner, Boss, I only have 50 gold. Do you have 3 strains of kindling grass and 2 feet of fire cloud vines? The shop owner said kindly, Young boy, I see your face is familiar. It was originally sold for 80 gold, but for you, 50 gold is okay. He expressed gratitude, thank you, boss. Then he noticed a voice inquiring, oh, is it young Master Feng Hao? We see a person with 4 bodyguards. One of the bodyguards said respectfully, young master. He and his father are no longer the leaders of the Feng family. The young master replied, I am sorry. I didn't get the news. He came out to buy the medicine. He was just the abandoned son of the Feng family. The name of the young master is Yang Kui, who is the 4th level of martial apprentice. We hear voices, which content was, come on, young Master Feng and Master Yang seems to have a quarrel. I don't know who is the best. It must be young Master Yang Kui. Feng Hao is no longer the young master of the Feng family. We see Hao, who was listening to their comments, he muttered, there are a lot of people. I just have a question. Do you guys know where to buy the leashes for dogs? I mean, people are really incompetent. 4 dogs walking in the market without a leash. Again, we hear the voice of the people who are saying, haha, Feng Hao's amount is very fearsome. Yang Kui must have lost his face. Haha, it's so funny. Wait, I can see it clearly. Yang Kui, in rage, said, do you know your status? You dare to challenge me? He attacked him while saying, go to hell. He hit him furiously with a barrage of punches, but Feng Hao dodged all his attacks like it was a piece of cake. The people surrounding them were astonished. We hear some of the voices, why is Feng Hao only avoiding? Yang Kui is at the 4th level of martial apprentice. Feng Hao is in front of him, but his tries can't reach Feng Hao. We see that Yang Kui tries to punch him but fell down. He asked himself, how can this be? He is only at the 3rd level of martial apprentice. Feng Hao taunted, young Master Yang, you should spend less time practicing with your mouth and more time practicing your martial skills. We see 3 people talking about Yang Kui. One of them said, this is an eye-opener. It's incredible to see a 3rd level martial apprentice surprising a 4th level one. The other said, Yang Kui only broke through to the 4th level by using pills and elixirs. This rich young master. The 3rd one said, he can hear you. Yang Kui was angry. He ordered his subordinate, what are you doing just standing there? Go on, kill him. The bodyguards of Yang Kui were about to step into the fight. There is a voice inside, wait a minute. This is toward the coming voice. Decide who is that, show yourself. One of them, in surprise, said, Feng Chen. We see Feng Hao's father. He said, I will play with them. We see Yang Kui saying, I have met Uncle Feng. It was just an impulse. I'll take a bloodline test of the 4th clan in a half a month. I will have a good fight with Brother Feng. Then I will take my leave. While leaving, he said, Feng Hao, pay back twice the shame you gave me today. Then we see Feng Hao, who was watching the arrogant bastards leaving. Yang Kui ordered his servants, prepare the best pill for me. I will kill him in front of the whole city in half a month. His servants bowed toward him and nodded affirmatively. Feng Hao asked his father, Father, you have been watching from the beginning. His father said, You noticed me. You have made progress. You will surprise everyone in 3 years. Feng Hao nodded. Then the scene switches to the night. We see Feng Hao, who was calling his master. His master replied, Worth disturbing my sleep in the middle of the night. He said, Master, I have prepared all the ingredients needed for the martial pill. How do you define it? Through what process? His master replied, Why is it so complicated to make a pill? You are too idiotic. You have the pharmacopoeia in your body. Just eat it. He was astonished. That I have to directly eat. Eat it raw. He tried to look at his master, but she was gone. Eating them was the last option for him. He prepared himself to eat, picked up the raw material for the pill, and started directly eating it. He exclaimed, Ouch, it tastes terrible. He thought, What's next? I will look in the pharmacopoeia. He said in a meditative pose and started gathering energy in his body. In surprise, he said, This is. We see a process going through his body. He was covered with green energy. Then we see a scripture in front of him. There was a condensing power which was condensing the material into a pill. Great, I feel full of energy. It seems like my strength has improved too. He was feeling that his body was full of energy and he felt. In the next scene, we see Feng Hao, who trained for the whole day till he was exhausted. Then he said, to recover his strength, sitting in a meditating pose, how incredibly convenient to be able to restore and concoct pills inside my body. The divine pharmacopoeia is indeed a treasure. However, the supply of medicinal ingredients is a big problem. I could only afford this little amount with half a year's worth of saving, and I used them all up in a day. What should I do? Then something clicked in his mind. He said, Oh, right. Then he started calling his master by saying, Master, Master, Master. She came out of his body and asked him, How was it? You used the divine pharmacopoeia, right? How were the effects? He replied, Master, it's incredible. It's amazing, truly peerless treasure. My worship for you is as endless as the sea. She said, Such flattery. Do you want something from me? Let me say this first. I don't have any pills. He asked in a cunning way, Doesn't Master have some manuals that are only used for boiling tea? I was thinking of taking some of the lower level ones to exchange for some medicinal ingredients. She said, Oh ho, you are even eyeing those manuals. This brat, whatever, just take them. Then she threw 3 books of secret techniques. One of them was black grade low-level technique, swirling sand palm. The other was the black grade low-level technique, earthquake fist. The third was the black grade low-level technique, cloud steps. He was amazed at this generosity of his master. He said in amazement, I can already imagine what a commotion these will cause in the city. Then we see Feng Hao standing in front of the auction house while changing his appearance. He was wearing a mask to hide his identity. He said, This should be it. He thought, I have been here before with my father. This is the only place where I can sell such high-grade items. Then he entered the auction house, where we see a young lady welcome him. Can I help you with anything, sir? He said, I want to auction something. She asked, What would you like to auction? He threw a black grade technique, swirling sand palm, and said, This. She, in shock, covered her mouth and said, Oh my God, a black level technique. We see there were people who were also shocked. Some of them started talking, What did she just say? The other side, in shock, a black grade technique. They rushed towards their families. One of them said, Such a treasure appeared. I have to quickly go to notify my clan. The lady said, I am sorry, I am sorry. He said, It's all right. She said, Thank you, sir, for giving my mistake. Could I ask you, sir, to kindly enter the room inside to discuss the details? Then the scene switches to a person who was coming down from the stairs toward Feng Hao while laughing. He thought, he can afford true option a black grade technique. I have to be on good terms with a man of such high status at any cost. He said, Welcome, honored guest. I am Yang Peng. Excuse me for not coming out to greet you, good sir. You want to auction a black grade technique. Feng Hao nodded positively. Yang said, "Rest assured, sir, the Yage auction house will definitely auction it for the satisfactory price. I will advertise the item for 3 days before putting it up for auction." "What does sir think?" Feng Hao replied, "That's fine. However, I am not looking for money." The owner of the auction house thought, "Auction in black-red technique, and he does not want money. What else could be similar worth?" Then he said, "Then what would sir like? We will do our best to satisfy your request." Feng Hao said, "Medicinal ingredients." The owner thought he could probably exchange all the medicinal ingredients in the entire city for the black-grade technique. Could he be one of those fabled alchemists? Then he said, while bowing, "Esteemed alchemist, forgive this lowly one for not recognizing your ability." Feng Hao said, "My friend, you are too harsh on yourself. I still have many matters for which I will seek your assistance. Please stand up." Feng Hao thought, as expected of a businessman, he has good perception. "I will have to be careful with my words from now on." The owner shouted, "Sorry, someone bring me everything for the pharmacy." Then we see the ledger has been brought in front of him. He said, "Have a look, my lord. Help yourself to anything that is of use to you. Take this as our deposit for the manuscript." Feng Hao said, "Very well, I will leave this with you." Then he handed the black-grade technique to the auction owner. The auction owner thought, he is just going to give it to me like this. We see Feng Hao started examining the ledger and thought, both the quality and the quantity of these medicinal ingredients are far from enough. The divine pharmacopoeia requirements for the medicinal ingredients are just too high. He said, "This amount is not sufficient." The owner said, "My lord, our small pharmacy is indeed limited, but please trust in the abilities of the auction house. Please write down the medicinal ingredients you require, and this humble servant will ensure that you are satisfied." In reply, Feng Hao said, "That works as well." He wrote the medicinal ingredients according to the pharmacopoeia that was given by his master and said, "This should do for now. I won't include the rare ingredients for now." The auction owner thought, "Are 500 types of medicinal ingredients? I thought he might be a black-grade pharmacist at first, but it seems like he is closer to an earth-grade pharmacist. There are only a few in the entire continent." He said, "One moment, my lord. I will prepare the ingredients for you right away." He also thought, even I have to get on his good side. Then the time passes, we see our protagonist who was waiting. Then the owner of the auction house appeared. He said, "Everything has been prepared, my lord. I've put them all in the spatial ring. Please accept this thing as a greeting gift from the auction house." Feng Hao thought, a spatial ring, this must have cost at least 10,000 gold pieces. He is really giving me a lot of ingredients. Well, it's fine. At least I won't be able to eat all of them in one go. He said to the owner, "Many things I myself am familiar with the market of medicinal ingredients. Do let me know if I take too many, and I will compensate you." The owner said, "Of course not. Please make sure to attend the auction in 3 days." Feng Hao replied, "I will come if I have time." Then the scene switch, and we see our protagonist who was practicing martial arts. He thought, now that I am using the medicinal ingredients to recover my stamina, I don't have to rest at all. I can feel that my abilities are rapidly improving. In the last few days, I have been seeing the image of a tiger frequently in my mind. I drag you out, no matter what. Today he accumulated the energy to his fist and struck forward. We see a tiger came out from his fist, which crackles and destroys everything in front of him. We see a hole in the tree. He asked his master in amazement, "Master, what is that?" His master said, "That's a black-grade technique from the Tiger Steps scroll, Azure Tiger Dash." He said in joy, "This is a Zon-grade martial technique, Yu-Vu. I am going to learn a Zon-grade tech." He was so excited that he forgot he was human. He jumped so high that we heard a crack from his back. He fell down on his knees in pain. He asked for help from his master. His master replied, "Are you kidding me? Treat it quickly. Do you want to die in pain?" He sat in a meditating posture in order to relieve himself from pain. He asked his master, "Little master, what's going on?" She replied, "I don't know if I should praise you or scold you. You have such a poor physique, but your understanding is quite good." Then she explained the Tiger Dash chapter, stating it's a method of refining the body on the surface, but it actually contains tiger movement martial arts, which are generally used when the physique reaches a certain level. Naturally, you can make a move, but your body can't handle it if you make a rash move when your body is not yet refined. He said, So that's it, the problem of being a genius. Sigh. Then, in determination, he said, then let's get started. I have just collected some medicinal herbs, and it's enough to last me for a while. He again started practicing martial arts. The headmaster thought, maybe this kid can really help me. The scene switched to 2 days later. We hear the voices of different martial disciples who are discussing something. The content of the discussion was, have you heard? There is another Zon grade technique appeared in the city. On the other side, all the big families have been very busy these days, making all kinds of preparations for trending. And it is said that many people from other places also came. Another boy said, is there any hope for our Feng family? One of them said, my father told me that this technique is a win-win for the Feng family. When I learn it, I will teach it to you. One of them said, anyway, where is that guy? I haven't seen him for a long time. What's the point of managing him? Maybe he is too ashamed to show up, so now he is hiding, ha ha ha. We see Feng Hao, who said to them, if you have time to gossip, why don't you do some more training? They addressed Feng Hao. One of them said, Feng Hao, what are you doing? You think you still this son of patriarch? The other said, that's right. The competition will be fine as long Feng Lai is there. You don't have to come. We see Feng Lai, who said, hey, how can you say such things to Feng Hao? After all, we are all families. Feng Hao, if the Feng family wins the Zon grade technique in today's auction, I will also teach it to you. Feng Hao thought, did he say today's auction? The Feng family went there too. I have to check it out. He said to them, you don't have to. My stomach hurts, need to withdraw. One of them said to the other that if he does not know what's good for him. The other said, he is only at the 4th rank anyway, won't let him continue. The scene switches to the auction house. We see the servant who was saying something to the auction owner. He said, sir, the auction is nearly over and as the host, if you don't go, the guests won't be satisfied. The owner of the auction said, fuck off, you know nothing. That lord is worth waiting for, the lord who can change the entire Yulan city. Forget about the waiting, even risking your life is worth it. We hear a voice of someone who said, Lord Yang, sorry to keep you waiting. The owner of the auction house said, no, His Excellency is just in time. The scene switched to the auction hall, where there are some people who are talking. Some of the content was, why hasn't the bank shown off yet? One of them said, they say he's waiting for someone outside. The other side, yes, I saw it with my own eyes. It was the person who auctioned the Zon grade secret script. One of them shouted, they are here. We see Yu Yang and Feng coming into the auction hall. We hear the voice of the people who said, adults are so cool. They are really good outdoors. The other compliments that he must be a peerless genius. He intends to bring us to Yulan City. He must be handsome too. He's tall and a cold man. Vase, our protagonist who was so blushed, he covered his eyes in his imagination. Manhua, give it a like and also suggest us the manhwa which you would like me to explain. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for your support.